Right, we got one more act in this section. Make him feel very welcome. His name's Luke Connell. 1, 2, 3, go! Ladies and gentlemen, on the stage, Luke Connell!
Hello, I'm Luke Connell, here to ask the hard-hitting questions. Like, why do people like boxing so much? And other hard-hitting questions like that. Took you 2 goes on that one. It's going to be difficult. Hello, I'm Luke. I really like hugs. I'm no good at hugs, though. For a good hug, you want someone warm, you want someone chunky, you want someone ever so slightly damp. Few fans in. With me, it's like hugging some scaffolding. I'm just back from my holidays. Actually, I went to France. Have you heard of it? Yeah, oh, good. I had a horrible time, right? I went to see one of those castles they've got out in the countryside. It was really rubbish. So I went downtown. There was this pigeon there, this proper arrogant French pigeon. Thought it was superior to our pigeons just because it eats croissant crumbs rather than steak bake crumbs. So I was telling him, mate, you're not better. You're still eating shit off the floor, mate. And it flew over my head, pooped on me. Yeah, so I got bored in a chateau. Then I got shat on in Bordeaux. Yeah, well, actually, I used to be very successful abroad. Very successful. I used to be a high-class prostitute in the Middle East. Few former clients and keeping quiet at the back. Yeah, my boy milk brought all the sheikhs to the yard. And their life, you can join in if you want, their life, just you, join in. Thank you, mate, for joining in, at least no one else can be bothered. Their life, damn right, I could teach you. No, you've gone wrong at the end there. It's I could teach you, but they're hereditary oligarchs with vast oil wealth. So you're going to find it very difficult to get into. I don't look back on that life now. My dad always used to say we shouldn't dwell on the past. We shouldn't dwell on the past. We shouldn't dwell on how things might have been. But like most dads, he had his own fucked up weird way of saying that. My dad would say, if your auntie had tits, maybe your uncle wouldn't have had that affair. So it's not a very nice joke, not very progressive, but my dad, he wasn't a nice man. He was miserable. He was monosyllabic. He was Mancunian. Yeah, I think the Mancunian bit explains the other two, doesn't it? The miserable, the monosyllabic. I did that joke in Manchester. They didn't like it. They didn't like being called monosyllabic. They went, oi! So, really proved me wrong. I didn't. Yeah, but my dad didn't do a lot. Well, my dad dedicated his life to, mainly, he was good at one thing. He was good at watching the telly. So I grew up mainly watching the telly. That's what I was trained in. That's what I was brought up to do. And I found out an interesting thing with the other day about telly from growing up. Like all the theme tunes that we know and love, they were not written for the shows we know them for. They were written first, kept in a music library, and then someone went through all the different options to choose the one for their show. So imagine someone going in and listening, going, do 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 do, dooch dooch, do 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 dooch dooch, do do wah 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 wah, 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 wah 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 wah, wah 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 wah. Even he didn't join in this time. Imagine someone listening to that, going through and going, it's not going to be right for Mastermind. But yeah, it reminds me of my school days. Do you remember? Have you seen Grange Hill? No, didn't know what I was doing at all, did you? Some people did. Lost on some people. Are you the teacher? Yeah. What's your name? Sam. So when I was at school, Sam, like all the teachers had these catchphrases that just repeat over and over again. Have you got one? Like when the kids act up, do you have like one thing to say to like make them shut up? Use a stare instead. Yeah. Yeah, there's not as many catchphrases in these days. When I went to school, there was no real teaching. just mainly these catchphrases. So we had Mr. Flegg, our maths teacher, was constantly shouting at people going, "Who's going to feed you when you're 40? Who's... Yeah. He never got a laugh off it. It must be I've delivered it better. Who's going to feed you when you're 40? It was meant to make you knuckle down, meant to make you think about you're going to have to feed yourself. But then I got to 40 and I thought, should I get in touch with Mr. Flegg and say, it's fine, we've got Just Eat. Yeah. But I tried to get in touch and it turned out he died hungry and alone. So it's just one of life's little ironies, isn't it? But you didn't need to worry because I actually have a very good job now. I write slogans for food marketing, so I'm trying to write a slogan at the moment, jingle to sell more cold-pressed rapeseed oil. So I come up with this. Some people have seen where it's going, but I'm doing it anyway. Cold-pressed rapeseed oil. It's rapey and seedy. I think that'll work, but if it doesn't, I've lined up a celebrity endorsement because it turns out that's Prince Andrew's favourite oil. I shouldn't say that, should I? Because he's innocent, sir. He's innocent, yeah. I'm 12 million% sure that he's innocent. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Get your mum to silence your accuser. Classic way of proving your innocence. Classic. Yeah. You're the guy from Huddersfield. Yeah. I did a gig near there, I did a gig in Leeds. And they were weird thing. I was doing that bit and they started shouting out, Jimmy! I was like, what? Because it's not my name. Why are they all shouting out Jimmy? And it's because they wanted me to talk about Jimmy Savile. They wanted me to talk about their paedophile. Because people... so they're not happy. They were not happy at all. Because there's like Yorkshire pride, isn't there? And there's like Leeds pride is even stronger. And people from Leeds think Leeds is the best in the world. You don't. Not at all. Oh. But take that a bit far, and they're like, what's he talking about them southern paedophiles for? We've got much worse ones up here. Oh. Well, I did a gig in Huddersfield. Much nicer. Nobody wanted me to talk about their local paedophiles. They just... Although there was one fella just told all the comedians they needed to get a proper job, proper trade. He wants to get trade. What's he doing this for? So that's how it went. We'll get off this topic. You a fella from Newcastle? Yeah. Have you been to Flares? Never been to Flares? No. It's one of the worst clubs in Newcastle. I love hearing about the different horrible clubs in places. Like I heard in Blackpool there used to be one called Rumours. Yeah. My mate told me before in Rill there used to be one called Scruples. Sound like a fucking horrible place. Have you got any in Ormskirk? Any horrible clubs? Yeah. What are they called? Alpine. Alpine. Because it's sort of ski themed? What's the... No, you sort of ski in the vomit or something. Yeah. So I grew up in Stockport and there was a club called Vaults. And there was too much drugs, too much fighting, too much vomiting. That was just the staff. So the council closed it down. It opened up again. It was called Heaven and Hell. Much better. But they themed it then because like hell was like grungy rock kind of music and heaven was uplifting dance. And purgatory was where you queued to put your coats in. Yeah. But it doesn't solve the problem. You can't just change the name of the place, employ the same psychotic bouncers, and get the same people coming back. It was all the same problems. So what they've done now is demolish the fucker. So it's just a car park. Just go around. Well, who's your favourite Oasis tribute band? No, just asking. Is a really good one in Newcastle. And there's Oasis. Yeah. Sorry, shouldn't mention. Sorry, I love Geordie. Oh, sorry. Thank you for trying. I love Geordie karaoke. It's the best because Geordies have got these amazing voices, but they always put a bit of melancholy on the end. So they'll go like, maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me, but probably not. Just their own interpretation. But I'll stop talking about Oasis because we're in Liverpool. I've got a little bit to end on about the Beatles. Apparently they were from here, though no one mentions it much. So a little song for you. You say yes, I say no. You ask why, I say there's a complicated interrelated set of causes and factors. Oh. And that's what it would have been like if Paul McCartney had been an academic. Anyway, I'll leave you on that. Thank you very much, guys.
Luke Connell, ladies and gentlemen. All right.